What's going on, guys? 2022 is about to be over. It is December. Hopefully everyone's getting ready for the holiday season. But let's talk about goals for 2023. All right, so my name's Ryan Corcoran. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a real estate investor, business owner. I created this YouTube channel to push out as much free information as I can to you guys so you guys can live a big life, flipping real estate, buying multifamily properties, living your dream life. All right, so let's dig into this. How to set goals for 2023. I have never been good at setting goals. And I know it's contrary to popular belief that if you're successful, you're really good at setting goals. Honestly, I've been so bad at it, partly because I don't really know how to do it correctly. I'm trying a new strategy here in 2022 to go into 2023 with. And I actually have a goal-setting mastermind tonight with a local group, a mastermind I'm part of here, and we're all going to sit down and do this with each other and hold each other accountable. So step number one, you need to have accountability. You need to have an accountability partner. I can't explain how important it is to have an accountability partner, whether it's goals, whether it's KPIs, whether it's going for a run every morning, whatever it might be. Having that accountability partner is massive, especially when that other person is very, very motivated and crushing it. Because you're not going to want to show up, you're not going to want to put yourself in that person, in the vicinity of that person when you know that they're crushing their goals and their aspirations and you're not. So having that accountability partner, whether it's a text at 4:30 a.m. every morning to get up, or whether it's you actually go running with them, or you have a certain amount of deals to do with them per month, whatever it might be, get an accountability partner. Huge, huge, huge. How to actually set a goal that's attainable but actually pushes you is something that I've had a very difficult time doing. Every goal I've ever set, I've always smashed it. And I don't think that is a lack of self-confidence that I can get to those goals. I genuinely think that I surprise myself in what I can do, because I'm very, very motivated to continue to grow, and I'm very, very network-oriented. And what I mean by that is I always surround myself and get myself into these rooms where, people are doing way more than I am, right? And so you automatically get lifted up and that thermostat's elevated. Whereas if you float through life and you're not getting in these rooms where, and you're always the smartest one in the room, okay, there's nothing wrong with being the smartest person in the room, but you're not going to grow as fast and as exponentially quickly as you possibly could when you're around people who are showing you things that you didn't even know were possible, right? And so that's step number two, accountability, and then get around people who are doing crazy things, crazy big things, so much bigger than you. Let's actually get into what happened in 2022 for me and where I want to get to in 2023. So 2022, I reached 250 multifamily apartment units. I flipped 15 properties. I did 5 wholesales, and I made about $1 million between rentals, between wholesales, and between flips. Roughly $1 million. I also quit my W-2 job full-time at the end of 2021, which is a goal for 2022. So for 2023, I'd like to get to 300 rental units. Now, a lot of people say, well, why aren't you trying to get to 500, right? Double it. I don't really know what's going on with the real estate market. And while multifamily property has been fantastic for me, providing some, passive income, the appreciation, my network has really skyrocketed. I want to focus driving up my income dramatically in 2023. Buying multifamily property is not going to drive my income up dramatically, right? So I flipped 15 properties this year. I'd like to flip another 15 on top of that. So next year I'd like to be at 30 flips. I'd like to wholesale at least 10 properties next year. So between the flips and the wholesales, I'd like to do 40 properties. Each one of those on an average spread last year was about $25,000. Now if I can increase that spread by about $10,000 to $35,000 or even $45,000 or even higher, I don't have to do as many deals to hit that income level. So instead of making $1 million next year, my goal is to make $2 million next year. And that's a major jump considering I went from $125,000 to $130,000 plus a flip here and there. So I was making close to $200,000 a year. From $200,000 in 2021 to about $1 million in 2022, and I'm going to try to double that in 2023. The problem is I don't really know where the real estate market's going, right? So to me, it's actually a very challenging goal to reach. So we're going to see what happens. But really what I want to focus on this video really quickly is that just having those numbers isn't enough. You need to break down that goal into, all right, so like literally, how am I going to get to 2 million? How am I going to get to 300 units? How am I going to flip 30 properties? And how am I going to do 10 wholesales? Well, you need to figure out what it takes to do that. And you work backwards. So let's say, you want to start with, all right, I need to send 2,000 letters per month. How many leads is that gonna generate? Of those leads, how many are warm? Of those warm ones, how many do I actually close on? And then boom, how much money did I make? And once you figure that out, it becomes a scaling metric. So okay, let's say that allows you to do 6 properties a year. I don't know for sure. I mean, I know my numbers, but let's say that allows you to do 6 properties per year. Okay, if you want to do 30, you're gonna have to 5x that, right? And so instead of sending 2,000, you're gonna have to send 10,000 letters per month. And based on the ratio, that will allow you to get to 30 flips per year. It's the same thing with multifamily, it's the same thing with wholesales, and that's if you're using direct mail, but it's the same across the board. How many agents are you reaching out to? How many times are you following up with those agents? How many Craigslist ads are you mailing? How many open houses are you going to? How many offers are you making? You need to figure out how many of those you actually have to do to hit the numbers that you want. Okay, and so for me, just to be open with you guys, what I need to do is send 5,000 letters to 6+ unit multifamily properties across New Hampshire, Mass, and Rhode Island every single month in order to get to 300 rental units. I know that based on the last 2 years of sending direct mail. I need to reach out to 5 different agents every month. I need to follow up with every one of those agents, and I need to make at least 10 offers on flip properties per week. How do I know that? From 2021 and 2022. Right? I've used data from those years to figure out what I need to do. And how am I going to get $2 million? Well, guess what? $2 million is going to be a byproduct of me sending those letters to multifamily, sending those letters to flips. Now, the other goal that I have this year is to actually buy a business. And I told you guys that the goal I wanted to do was drive up my income this year. I would like to buy a service-based business. Now, I am doing a restaurant endeavor with a partner. That's completely separate. But in terms of businesses, maybe a cleaning business or a landscaping business, a contracting business, some service-based business that can really allow my income to dramatically increase. I have my goal of $2 million. I think I'll hit that in real estate. I know I'll have a little bit more of a bump when the restaurants start to get going, but that probably won't be until 2020. End of 2023, 2024 in all reality. And so as a backup and as a real income producer, I would like to purchase a business that's doing over $1 million a year, right? And then, let's say it's a 30% profit margin, that's $300,000 a year, right? And so those are the goals for 2023. I will keep you guys posted. In 6 months, I'm going to do an update on where I'm at. Hopefully I've already hit all those goals by then. Highly doubtful, but that's the idea here, right? You want to set goals that are, to be honest with you, it's a little daunting seeing a $2 million net goal, considering 2 years ago I was making a tenth of that. Right, so it's quite a large jump, and to actually think that I would be able to own 300 multifamily units at the age of 29, which I'll be next year, is a little also unsettling. But hey, that's the point of goals, and that is why we do what we do. Outside of business, I do have some other goals. I want to donate 2% of my income. So, what does that mean? Take the net income that I make, I want to donate 2% of that throughout the year, or in one fell swoop, whatever it may be, to different charities and different donations. I'm doing a couple runs next year, or I'm probably going to donate some money to that. I like to donate a lot during Christmas time. I like to donate, like meals and stuff when I'm going out to eat, paying for people's food, stuff like that. So that's another one. And then my final goal, or two more goals. I want, my wife and I have been talking about this for a while. We want to move into a long-term home. So we want to get out of the house we're in right now and move into the area and location with a nice, whether we build the house or whether we have one built, or if we buy one already done. Not sure yet, haven't discussed that, but I'd like to hit that. And then the final goal is I want to add to my car collection, because as some of you guys know, my ultimate dream, why I'm doing a lot of what I'm doing aside from family and freedom, is I want to have a car collection. I have some right now, but I'd like to have a car collection that I use for charity and donation. Host car shows. Let kids sit in them, let people drive them. Give people the opportunity that they would not otherwise have with these really expensive cars. With that said, those are my goals for 2023. Good luck, like, comment, and subscribe. And with that, this video is over.